Have you ever felt like the whole world sees you living a fairy tale life? Everything's perfect in the spotlight, but inside, you're hollow. Standing under the brightest lights, yet feeling utterly alone. That's the exact mood behind Elizabeth Taylor by Taylor Swift. On the surface, the song name drops glamorous places, high-end hotels like Portofino and the Plaza Athénée, diamonds and iconic perfumes. But if you lean in closer, you'll hear it isn't about the glitz, it's about emptiness. It's about someone who has it all, yet still asks, can love really last forever? Here, Taylor seems to talk to her reflection, or perhaps to the actual Hollywood legend, Elizabeth Taylor, whose life was eternally under scrutiny. With a line like "Do you think it's forever?" she hits the question we all fear: even fame, even love, can they survive the spotlight? Right from the opening two lines, Taylor throws us into a world of opposing forces, glamour versus anxiety. She invokes Elizabeth Taylor not just as a name, but as a symbol. Elizabeth Taylor, 8 marriages, 2 Oscars, and a legacy that still glitters. Taylor Swift echoes, "If you couldn't guarantee forever, what hope is there for me?" Short, but loaded. It sets the tone, extravagant on the outside, vulnerable on the inside. In that moment we know, this song will use legendary celebrity imagery to ask deeper questions about love, legacy, and the cost of being seen. In this verse, Taylor opens with picture-perfect backdrops. Portofino, the elegant Italian seaside village, and Plaza Athénée, the ultra-luxury hotel in Paris. These places scream wealth and romance. But then she drops the line, "Oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous to be me." That's the pivot. Even when your life looks perfect, it can feel empty. She references all the right guys who promised to stay, but under bright lights, they withered away. Fame didn't preserve them, it exposed them. And yet, she still finds someone who blooms, a small glimmer in the chaos. Portofino and Plaza Athénée are more than travel stops, they're metaphors for a high life built for show. And Taylor twists them, to show that even in that bed of roses, someone can still feel the thorns. Here she lets you sense the fear. What if the words that used to bring comfort become the end note? There's no shouting breakup, just the possibility that communication will fail. That's emotionally loaded. It's not about being dumped, it's about being quietly forgotten. This is the emotional centerpiece. Cry my eyes violet, nodding to Elizabeth Taylor's famous violet-colored eyes, and turning it into a metaphor for deep sorrow. Taylor Swift says, if this love ends, she'll cry until her eyes turn violet. Poetic. Painful. Been number 1, but I never had to. This isn't about chart rankings, it's about love that doesn't get a sequel. She's been first in many ways, but never had the second, a lasting equal partnership. And be my New York, when Hollywood hates me, here New York becomes a haven, a place of authenticity, when the fake lights of Hollywood turn cold. It's defiant. It's vulnerable. And it's the heart of the song. Hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who has everything? The best booth at Musso and Frank's. They say I'm bad news, I just say that. In this verse, Taylor leans into the contradiction, the girl who has everything. Money, fame, status, but emotionally, she's nothing. Trade the Cartier for someone to trust, she uses luxury to underline what she lacks. A real connection. She mentions Musso and Frank's, the old Hollywood haunt, full of legacy, candles, and secrets. She's not just talking glam, she's referencing the clans of celebrity past, and saying, this isn't new. They say I'm bad news, I just say thanks. She's owned the narrative. She's not running from the label. And when someone looks at her like they're hypnotized, she knows why. They're seeing both the star and the person behind the spotlight. She brings back the fear, louder this time. High and dry, an idiom for being abandoned, exposed, and helpless. It's the same fear as earlier, but sharper. This bridge is both glamorous and bleak. White diamonds, a direct nod to Elizabeth Taylor's iconic fragrance, White Diamonds. Stands for legacy, luxury, permanence. Taylor Swift borrows it for her own story. She says, her diamonds, her lovers, they are forever. But then she adds, in the papers, on the screen, and in their minds. That underlines a twist, the forever is public perception, not necessarily reality. And, don't you ever end up anything but mine, a plea, a command, a fear wrapped in glitter. She's asking, don't be just another headline. Be real, be mine. And that's the tale behind Elizabeth Taylor. A song that sparkles on the surface, but threads through the shadows of fame, loneliness, vulnerability, longing. Taylor Swift isn't just singing about love under the lights, she's singing about the cost of being an icon. If you've ever felt like you're shining for everyone else, but you forgot to be seen for who you really are, this song will hit. Because sometimes, the brightest star is the loneliest. If you like this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe, and drop a comment on which Taylor Swift track you want us to decode next. See you next time, and remember, even diamonds can crack under the spotlight.